and welcome to my humble wee YouTube space. If you've not been here before, my name is Claire and I was recently diagnosed with ADHD at the age of 31 a few months ago, and this is my video just taking you through what my first day on Elvanse was like, which is a stimulant drug used to treat ADHD. Now, I did vlog my entire first day and I was editing it and I realised it doesn't really feel representative of my Elvanse journey. So I'm still going to show it, here's what it looks like, but at the end I'm just going to catch you up because I am no longer taking this medication. It actually, contrary to what the video shows and what it felt like to begin with, did not agree with me. So I will let you watch the video, I'll stop talking now, and at the end I'll pop back on here and I'll tell you why I am now on non-stimulants. Oh, before we do, here's just a little disclaimer to keep myself right. Really exciting just happened, and that is that this came for me in the post. It is my ADHD medication. I can't take it right now because it's like 3 p.m. and it's a 12-hour stimulant, so I will take it for the first time tomorrow. I have very mixed emotions about this. I just feel so privileged to be someone who has access to treatment. Not everyone does. However, on the flip side, it's medication I've never taken before, and I think with all medications that is not easy. I'm fully expecting to have a journey ahead of me. I don't expect things to be straightforward. I'm very aware that they are not little magic medical pills. I have very realistic expectations, which is a good thing. I'll let you know how it goes. I'll keep you posted. Didn't expect to get emotional about this. Sorry, hold on. They're happy tears, they're not sad tears. I just had the realisation that I was just getting on with my morning and I was messaging a friend of mine and also doing uni work at the same time. It was just flowing, like that was like a normal thing to do. I started to think maybe getting emotional is a side effect. Oh, tears. So yeah, I was doing uni work. I was catching up on some reading that I've been putting off all week, correcting work that I'd done wrong. And I was messaging my friend at the same time and I was just typing and reading and typing and reading, and I was switching between the two activities as if it was totally normal, and then I realised for me that's not normal. That's something that I just can't do. I can't even explain it. I think maybe it's just hit me how hard life has been to do simple things. And because I've never known indifference, so it's been fine up until now when I've just managed this, and I really didn't want to film with my glasses on, but here we are. I feel a bit silly, sorry. Quickly popping on here to give you an update. I managed to get up and select clothes and put on clothes and like wash my face and brush my teeth, and none of it felt like an effort. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if this is like a slight placebo effect. It may be, I'm not ruling that out. I did get teary again and I was gonna update you as I was getting ready. However, my family wanted to know how I was getting on, so I decided to update them instead. And yeah, I said to them, I was like, I don't know if getting emotional is like a side effect or if I'm maybe just going through something, which of course I am. It's a big life change, and they highlighted to me that maybe I'm just happy. Just to add to that, actually, I forgot to say quickly that the big thing about all of this is I'm ready on time with time to spare. Like, normally for me, selecting clothes and getting everything together, it's it's a thing. Washing my face, brushing my teeth, getting organised, like everything, it feels like a massive chore and things I have to psych myself up for. But today I just did them. They just happened. I just got on with it, and that, yeah. I can't even. Whew, I am so tired. It has been a day. The one thing that did happen that I actually did try to avoid, in my head I tried to avoid it, but actually I didn't take any concrete steps to avoid it properly, was the eating thing. So a common side effect of medication that I'm taking is decreased appetite. For me, one of my ADHD symptoms is that sometimes I'm just so busy and on the go that I forget to eat, and that kind of happened today, and I didn't really get my usual signs that I really do pay attention to. When I realised that, I ate. My plan now is to find another snack because it's really just not good enough. I'm not really taking care of my body. Even though I don't necessarily feel hungry, and I'll try and have quite a big dinner as well. It's not sustainable not eating the amount that your body needs. Wasn't much in the house as I thought, so I've just made myself a little protein shake thing. But what I wanted to show you is how I am going to store my medication, which sounds really random. However, can we just take a second to like look at how small the box is? Like, this thing's tiny. So yesterday when I arrived, I filmed a piece and then I put it somewhere, and then later on when Graham came home I went to show him and I actually lost it already, and that was in the box. I decided to put them in this, so it's like a big massive pouch, and yeah, it's an obvious thing, it's not just a tiny little white bottle, and that's essentially just to make sure that I don't lose it and that I can always see it, that it's always visible, you know. I'm an ADHD gal. Things get lost. Isn't it cute? Oh look, we're both bears. Reflections of today. And I think the most important thing that I really want to say here is that no pills are little magic pills. There is no cure for ADHD. But really, ADHDers, would you want to get rid of all elements of your ADHD? Like, really? I don't know, maybe there's somebody out there that would, but neurodiversity should be celebrated in its own way, because there's a lot of strengths that come with having ADHD, and there's a lot of things that I would not be willing to sacrifice. So if these pills took away all aspects of ADHD, good and bad, I probably wouldn't have taken them in the first place. That's where stigmas come in, and you know, they're not what people think they are and all that jazz. I am going to speak a lot about really good things that have happened to me today, but that doesn't mean that all of my ADHD symptoms disappeared. So for example, I still went off on tangents when I was talking to people. I still managed to walk past the tutorial room that I was meant to be going in, even though I was following someone who I knew was in my class. I just kept walking up the stairs because I was distracted by talking to someone else who hadn't been up there before. I forgot my point in the middle of a sentence. These things still happen. So I'm going to be talking about really positive things. Please don't let that fool you into believing for a second that my ADHD disappeared and that all of my symptoms were gone, because they certainly were not. Okay, so now for my side effects. I'm very lucky in that I didn't have any intense side effects, but that's why they start you on a low dose, because, you know, it's a stimulant drug I've never had before. So they start you on a low dose and then they work your way up. Increase it to the point that the meds are essentially doing all that they can for you. There are a lot of common side effects to the medication that I'm taking, and I have experienced some of those, but nothing too drastic, which is nice. Firstly, I am so thirsty all the time. Like, there's not been enough water today to quench this thirst. I know that one of the common side effects is dry mouth. I'm not sure if that's the way I'd describe what I'm feeling. Like, or is it? Also, right now I do have a very slight headache, and headaches are super common side effects. I didn't have my headache the whole day though, that just kind of kicked in maybe the past half hour. I touched on this earlier, but another side effect is forgetting to eat. Positives were the things that you've seen this morning and that I managed to film, and that was being able to switch between tasks and focus on one thing at a time and reply to text messages. And I didn't mention this on camera, but the messaging that I was doing with my friend was to make plans. And for me, when like a text message comes to make a plan, that is, I get mental block. I just can't deal with that. I like throw my phone at the other end of the room. And so that was a big deal for me. And obviously I spoke about, you know, how I just got up and got ready, and that's not something that I've found easy in the past before. And upon reflection, I've realised that what you've seen this morning is down to focus. And that sounds so obvious, but honestly to me it was not obvious. I know that this medication is to enhance focus. That is the purpose of the medication. Enhance focus. I'd never experienced being able to focus in that way before, so I didn't really know how to relate to it. What actually happened, what the focus actually meant for me, in a way that I just didn't imagine. So it wasn't just about writing essays or being able to focus on work or big things. It's being able to focus on the little things that have made more of a difference to me. Focus on the small things that made more of an impact on my day than it was to write an essay or to do my readings or to do my tutorial work. These little simple things that I have never been able to focus on, and didn't even know that that was the problem my entire life, that I managed to do. Apparently people do that all the time. Can you believe it? They just decide they're going to get dressed and they go get dressed. Like, they do that naturally. They don't need drugs to be able to do that. Oh dear. But the outcome is so much better than I expected in that regard. The bees in the brain, I didn't have 20 zillion things going around in my mind constantly. I'm not saying this has gone away with medication. What I'm saying is it's toned it down. It's given me more headspace, a manageable level of bees. I have less bees in my brain, and that for me, I'm taking a breath because I'm so sick of crying today. It's getting a bit much. I'm laughing and crying at the same time. Yeah. One of the biggest things for me and my ADHD is just not being able to stop thinking and just having a zillion things in my head at one time. Just, oh, I'm wearing mascara. Ooh. Deep breath, Claire, deep breath. Okay, we're good. We're good, we're good, we're good. It's been a big day emotionally. I cried multiple times, like in front of a camera. Strange day. For a couple of weeks, it was life-changing. It really was. And I'm not going to say it stopped being life-changing. It really worked so well for my brain. My body, on the other hand, did not cope with it. I had issues with my heart, my breathing, I had palpitations, I had chest pains. These were investigated over weeks. I came off them, went back on them. I've had ECG, x-rays, blood tests, other medical tests, and I've gone through a lot to investigate what it's done, because some of those side effects actually haven't gone away even though they should have. So the verdict is that stimulant drugs, as much as they work for my brain so well, my body just cannot cope with them. My body's too sensitive to that type of medication, and the medical professionals just feel it's not worth the risk for me right now to try a different brand. So most people, when they try one brand of stimulant, if it doesn't work for them, they'll go to another. But for me, apparently it's too high risk for me, which is a shame. I was devastated. I just felt like I had this life-changing medication and it just got taken away from me, and I felt lost and out of control. But I'm trying my best to keep an open mind. Now we're trying a non-stimulant, which actually just arrived at the door, like as I was filming. I'm fine, my health is fine. I'm struggling a little bit emotionally and mentally with the whole process. It's very much a process, and I will give you a video update of me on my non-stimulants, and I'll just keep you posted on how it goes.